Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the elect and all the brothers pushing this work in sincerity and in truth. This is Brother Thamayam from GMS Toronto coming at you with another video. This picture that you see on the screen here is pretty much what the society is all about, right? What you see here is this is the American dream, right? The American nightmare. And everyone over here in the West, and this is gradually spreading to the East also, right? There's a scripture in Revelation that tells you her wine, right? Gotten the whole world drunken, and I'll bring that out, right? When you look at this picture, a picture says 1,000 words, right? What you see here, and I'm going to go through the picture with you. On the far left, you see Esau, Edom, Amalek, making all this money, right? Printing money, pretty much trash. It's meaningless, right? Because they have it coming down the conveyor belt here into the sewer. And all this thing leads to death, right? This space is nothing but a valley of the shadow of death, right? The doctors are paid to keep you on these pills, right? And these pills keep you in the hospital. And also, you're pretty much a dead man once you start taking their drugs, right? So the hospital right there, you see Esau, Edom at the top, right? The money, it's all about money. It's all about that death note, right? Come down here for the schools, right? There's a bomb right next to the kid right here. All the teacher in the schools is money. What else is here on the brain? Money on the brain, right? But they don't really teach you how the money works. They just teach you so you can be a worker, right? And right now they don't even need workers anymore because they're doing away with most of the jobs. It's all about the AI. Come down here. What do you have here? Pretty much a woman struggling to buy groceries, right? There's war. People dying from fast food, right? This is the culture of Babylon the Great, right? People addicted to their phones. People addicted to drugs, right? People addicted to food. Fast food, which is making people obese. The Coca-Cola, the pop. And if you're still, you have the pollution right here on the far right. And all of this is controlled by Esau, Edom, keeping people in a state of confusion, in a state of dismay, and a state of wanting things that are not important at all, right? This death note right here, it's not important. The scripture says money is the defense, right? Money is a defense. Let me just get that, because it's not wrong to want money, but the way that Esau, Edom have people raving and hollering for this money, it's ungodly, man. It says here, Ecclesiastes 7:12, where wisdom is a defense and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom give it life to them that have it, right? And most people who live this lifestyle have no wisdom. That's why the men of the Lord can see these things and know, see the evil and hide it ourselves, right? From the things that pretty much have the world in a chokehold. We clean up our diet, so to speak. The scripture says we shall eat poison and live, right? This is a personification of that. This fast food is nothing but poison, man, right? This is what the whole world is going through right now, right? Death, famine, the drugs, right? So the drugs here, and this, you see the time on the clock. These children right here, they're pretty much tired, right? In these schools, because the schools have you sitting down all day, 8 hours of the day, and that's not how you learn. That's not how men learn. Men learn Young boys learn by being out and about, man. The father is supposed to teach the son, not somewhere in the school where you're sitting down learning nothing, because most of the things that they teach you are things that you're not going to pretty much use in life in general. You're not, right? How many times you're going to use algebra out here in life? You're supposed to be taught things like survival skills, right? How how the money works, how to run a business, and all these things, like. But they have you in a state where you just want you to be a worker. That's all it is, really. The drugs. A lot of people are on drugs. You know, a lot of people are dependent on these pills. Meanwhile, these doctors are nothing but greedy physicians, because a physician is supposed to be there to help you and cure you. But here they are. They know that you need certain things, and they will still give you drugs to make you sick and kill you, man. This is a crazy place when you think about it, right? The value of the shadow of death, right? Let's get Psalms 23 and 4. So, okay. What does it say here in AI? Meaning it refers to a moment of intense fear, danger, or a literal approach of death. It implies a transition through a dark place rather than a permanent destination. Eh. Let's just get it. Because that breakdown is trash. This is talking about America, man. Right? What I just showed you represents death. The pills, the school, the money, the food, the mentality represents death. Right? The kingdom of heaven represents life. Babylon the Great represents death. This is Psalms 23 and 4. Even, where's the King James Version? Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. And only one man, or I would say only one type of men on the planet Earth this applies to, because we're the only ones who have the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and through him it becomes you become bold, right, in the face of evil, right? I fear no evil. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Not a lot of people can say Yahweh Shem Yahushua is with them, because they don't even know his name. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Okay? So thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. These words, right? These are the comforter, man. This is the comforter. It comforts our spirit. It comforts our soul. It comforts everything, man. That's why we're not afraid of Esau. We're not afraid of death. We know where we are, right? And this goes to, to a lot of things, because people, that's the reason why they choose these things right here, because they don't have Yahweh Shem Yahushua with them. They choose drugs, right, to cure their illnesses. And guess what? This is a cycle. Check this out, right? So up here, the fast food, that leads to the drugs, which when you start eating like a hog, you get diseases, ailments of the body. You're on the drugs. You end up in the hospital here. The cross at the top, which represents that represents death, really, xed out, right? And after that, you go right to the cemetery, man, and you make these doctors money when you're on these drugs, right? So it's a cycle. It's a circle. It's a cycle. Shit rolls downhill, and that's the puppet master in the back there, Amalek in the suit. Okay, back in the day in the 70s, they called him the man, right? Let's get is it Nahum? Souls of Men. I think it's Nahum. Revelation 18 also. Nah, let me see I think it's Nahum. Nahum the second chapter. Could be Nahum the second chapter or Nahum 1. The Nahum, or is it Habakkuk? The prancing wheels, souls of men. When I remembered. Nah, it's not. I'm not looking for the one in Revelation yet. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's check out Nahum 2. I'll click on it before. Let me see if it's on here. Come on. Oh, this is taking forever to load. You gotta be kidding me. Let's see if this one works. Okay. Chariots in the streets. I think it's Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2. Habakkuk, the second chapter. Could be here. Yeah, I think it's here. Habakkuk. Yep. Let's start at Habakkuk 2 and 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the peoples shall spoil thee. Yep, because men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and all that dwell. I think it's this, right? How Esau has spoiled many nations, starting with his democracy, right? Colonialism, which is just rulership, really. When you conquer a nation, you just your culture is bestowed upon that nation, right? Let me see if it's here. That's not what I want. Is it 1? See if it's 1. Slack. Bear with me, brothers. That's not it neither. But either way, if you can remember that scripture, I'll have to look for it and make another video about it. Let me try one more time. Maybe it's 3. Habakkuk 3 or Nahum 3. Because it's kind of eating me up, the fact that I can't find it. The whips and prancing horses. Let's try it again. Prancing horses and the souls of men. Better not give me Revelation again. Ugh. Nahum 3. Okay. Let's get Revelation first and then Nahum 3. Revelation 18 and 12. Merchandise of gold and silver, precious stones. This is where you find, this is Babylon the Great. And of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood. Right? And all manner vessel of ivory. I should have gave it to me, but there's another. I wasn't thinking about this. And all manner of vessels of most precious wood, and of brass and iron and marble, and cinnamon and odors, and ointment and frankincense, and wine and oil, and fine flour and wheat, and beasts and sheep and horses, and chariots and slaves of soul. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. There's also one in Nahum. And slaves and souls of men. Okay? This is the culture that we're experiencing. Okay? All the good things that comes with Babylon the Great. Right? It mentioned expensive ointments, expensive wood to build houses, right? Then that doesn't necessarily mean that they have the right wood or whatever the case may be, because they don't use woods anymore to build houses over here. So it goes into the architecture, okay? And slaves and chariots, right? And the swords of men. That's what you have here, right? That's Babylon the Great. This picture says 1,000 words, man. Because what we read in the scriptures is pretty much, this has come to pass. We've been living in it so long, the prophecy doesn't even seem like it's real because we're right here, witnessing it, right? And that's why we make these videos, so we can warn you people where you are and what you're experiencing. Because a lot of people, they go through what you see in this picture, but they don't know why they're going through it. Okay, this is the reason why. Because it's all Bible prophecies, and what you're seeing here in this picture is a representation of this world, man. Right? They should have put a picture of the prophets here warning people, because that's what it's missing. You know? They have the man behind the curtain. Let's get Nahum 3. I was pretty close. Nahum, the 3rd chapter. It says, woe to the bloody city. It's all full of lies and robbery. Their prey departed not. This is the bloody city, Babylon the Great. Right? The noise of a whip, the noise of the rattling of the wheels and the prancing horses and of jumping chariots, right? This is the place where you have traffic. Lots of businesses, right? But as, just as mentioned in other scriptures, the businesses are closing. The horseman lift up both the bright sword and the glistening spear, and there is a multitude of slain and great number of carcasses, and there is none end of to the corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. So this is what that culture breeds, man. Nothing but death. And that's what Nahum is talking about, man. Right? You turn to the left, there's violence. You turn to the right, there's sicknesses. You turn to the right, there's accidents. Right? So this place, like I mentioned in Psalm 23, this is the valley of the shadow of death. Right? Because of the multitude of the whoredoms, of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and family through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nation thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And what we're seeing right now with the Epstein files, right? These are nothing but Edomite Greeks coming back. And this has always been a part of their culture, right? When people come over here from their land thinking it's going to be an easier life, it's going to be a breeze, and it's the opposite, man. You're better rather being in your country dealing with those problems than being in Babylon the Great, because guess what? It amounts to the same thing, or even worse. You bring your children over here for a better life, they become corrupt, right? You have organic food in your land. You come over here, guess what you're eating? GMOs, man, right? And this is the dream that's being sold to the rest of the world. This is what corrupts people, right? They think it's going to be a better life, but it's the opposite, man. And witchcraft, that's the main thing that they use. There's no other place on the planet Earth where there's more witchcraft than Babylon the Great, which is America. No other place, man. The witchcraft is being exposed by the prophets of the Lord, right? That's how they keep power, too. That's how the elites, these small hats, that's how they keep power. They maintain power by their witchcraft and their sorceries, And now we're exposing them for their shame and all the things that they've done to pretty much get this kingdom up and running, right? It's built by blood. There's men's bones, children's bones underneath the ground, man, right? And I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile and will set thee as a gazing stock. Right? Now Esau is being backed into a corner as we speak. But they've thrown up smoke bombs after smoke bombs after smoke bombs, just to take the shame and the focus on the things that the Lord is pretty much revealing to the world about them. Okay, they're all pedos. They're all Geppettos, right? They're all witches and masons and warlocks. You know, they're blood drinkers. They're hungry for power, right? They're a snake in the grass. Any negative connotation that you can throw out there towards Esau, this is what they are. And it shall come to pass that all that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Right? So they're worshiping the same gods over here that they did back in the east, man. In Nineveh, in Assyria, and all those places. That's why the Lord can call here Babylon the Great. It can call here Assyria. It can call here, it can call them the Egyptians. You can call here Egypt, because the same thing that went on back then, the scripture says there was nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing that's happening now, right? And you can't prove us wrong, because the proof is in the pudding, right? You're seeing fast food here. Rome had it. You're seeing beer. You're seeing red, blue, and white. Egypt had that. You're seeing the children of Israel in slavery. Egypt had that. Rome had that. Greece had that. Assyria had that. Syria had that, right? So the scripture says there is nothing new under the sun. In order for these nations to be in power, they need to have the Israelites in captivity, and all these other nations, they have us in captivity, okay? Pursuant to Psalms 83, Esau being on top. So this picture, I had to make a video when I saw it. I had to screenshot it, because death is around the corner anyway you turn in Babylon the Great, man. Right? It's only a matter of time before one of these vices catches up to you. Right? The ones that pretty much escape whatever you see here. Let's say they escape the fast food. Guess what gets them? War gets them. Gang violence gets them. The one that escaped gang violence, famine get them. The one that escaped famine, the pills get them, right? And they forgot to put alcohol here too, because that's a big consumption of this place. A lot of people are addicted to alcohol. I guess that goes with the drugs. That's also a representation of the drugs that's in this place that people are addicted to, man. This place is nothing but addiction, right? All the people that you see in this place, someone's addicted to something, right? It's all the dopamine rush in this society, man. So I like to say all praises to Yahweh Shem El Shai, double honors to the elders of the great millstone who rule well. Shalom.